tax those remittances, and we're going to use that money to finish the border wall construction. So my view as Commander-in-Chief would be is we have to have appropriate rules of engagement to say if you're cutting through a border wall on sovereign U.S. territory and you're trying to poison Americans, you're going to end up stone cold dead. Everybody is breaking through the border wall, which they are doing in other parts, demonstrating hostile intent or hostile action. You have to be able to meet that with the appropriate use of force. I don't see how you can just let them do that and carve through a wall on sovereign U.S. territory with a backpack full of drugs. And so of course you use deadly force. All options are on the table to defend the American people. People are dying by the tens of thousands because of the fentanyl that's trafficked in. And we talk a lot about the porous border, and it is very porous, and it's sad, and there's vast expansions where there's no wall, no barrier. We're going to obviously build a wall and do that. But what I've seen in my trips down there, and I've taken a number of them, the cartels will actually cut through the good part of the border wall. Like a blowtorch or a saw, they have backpacks on, they run in the drugs. So my view as Commander-in-Chief would be is we have to have appropriate rules of engagement to say if you're cutting through a border wall on sovereign U.S. territory and you're trying to poison Americans, you're going to end up stone cold dead. We are not going to put up with this. Right now, the drug cartels control our border. It's open season. Texas is doing a lot to stand up. We appreciate that. We've sent people from Florida. Joe Biden and the federal government are MIA. So that all changes on January 20th, 2025, when I become president. We're going to declare a national emergency on day one. We will mobilize all available assets. It's not just at the border if the cartels are crossing. We're going to have maritime operations because what you have is these precursor chemicals are being shipped in to Mexico. The cartels then take the chemicals, they create the fentanyl product, and then they move it into the United States, and it kills people in every community across this country. So we're going to do full spectrum to be able to finally put this issue to rest. We'll send a clear message to the drug cartels. I think if you talk about interdicting them at the border with deadly force, that is going to make a big difference. They are not going to want to continue to do that. And we have a lot of assets at our disposal, and we'll keep them guessing as to what we will do. But I'm very confident that a determined executive can neutralize the cartels if you have the will to do it. All those leverage points would absolutely be on the table. We have a lot of leverage over Mexico, and I think that it should be within the Mexican government's interest to cooperate with us. I do not think that they have given adequate cooperation under the current incumbent. By the time I'm president, there will likely be a new leader. But just think of all the millions of people that show up at our southern border. A lot of those people are traversing from Central America, even South America, all the way through Mexico to get to our southern border. If the Mexican government was truly a good partner, you would not have that many millions of people showing up on our southern border. So they absolutely need to do more, and we need to be willing to use leverage to be able to do it. Incidentally, part of our plan is recognizing that we have people who are in the country illegally, who are working under the table. They send remittances back to Mexico. The Mexican government actually likes that money coming in because it's good for them. It's good for their country. We're going to tax those remittances, and we're going to use that money to finish the border wall construction.